All right, I figure we'll just talk about our lineup, just to save a bit of time because there's obviously fewer games this upcoming week. We're getting really down there, but I wanted to be transparent about our receipts and show you what we got right, what we got wrong. This game, the game we basically built around this Rams and Bears game, was the best game in terms of fantasy excitement. We were sitting on possibilities. Really, Adams just didn't show up. I don't know if you guys had any major sweats. We'll bring in the crew, Donnie and
I was about to say, like, the game that had the fantasy sweats was the first game, that Buffalo Denver game. Every game after that was just sort of like a letdown. Like, McCaffrey lets you down, San Fran does, and like you see Seattle put up 40, but then it all went through Walker because of a Sharp injury, and they didn't really give you much, like, other than Walker, they didn't give you anything fantasy relevant.
They really didn't.
Yeah, now Sharp's out for the year, so that's going to be interesting next week.
Can Ken Walker give them
workhorse?
Like, basically, yeah. That's what I'm saying. Like, in my mind, it's like I have to give Ken Walker 60 to 70 carries over the next 2 games to win a Super Bowl. Oh. Yeah.
Well, Gov, the problem is like the other running backs they have on the team are like converted wide receivers from the
That's
Bears.
what I mean. Like, you're going to have to give him the full workload, which might be 30 carries or more a game.
Which, if
how they win football.
15 to 20, like you've been getting.
Yeah. To Donnie's point, that's how Seattle wants to play anyways. They want that run game, and then you got the Sam Darnold injury.
And that's the thing. If you don't have the running backs and you don't want to give Walker 35 carries, do you now give short passing game to Darnold? Is that a good thing?
Yeah. Well, that's what I was telling Donnie in real time when it happened. I'm like, well, at least Kenneth Walker is the short yardage or the receiving back. Like, he is the guy they usually leave in for receiving. So
he is at least, like, we've seen games before they had Sharp and before they used him where Ken Walker would go off and have 3 touchdowns and get 25 touches. So it's realistic to think he might have 2 of those games in him, but back-to-back here in the playoffs, you're asking for a lot.
And that's where I had a good personal lineup earlier in this contest, like you were saying with that Buffalo game. But the problem is I didn't have any of the Denver receivers, which turned out to be a good thing because they all got hurt. So I think like a lot of hopes were riding on this Rams game, and then we get overtime. You get all the extra time, and then you get the big plays. But the big plays, just like the Broncos game, just didn't go to the ownership. It didn't go to the guys you thought. Like, Adams basically went almost, I think, the whole third quarter was 0 points. Like, he didn't score, I think, any fantasy points until, like, early fourth quarter, I want to say. Something like that. So, like, even when the game was exciting, it wasn't coming from the guys you would anticipate. So it just made a hard week for me to kind of gauge. And then I did have one lineup that had Walker in it. But if we're being honest, I think Walker got there because of the Sharp injury. I don't know if the game script would have been the same.
I agree with that. A lot of Walker's touchdowns came on plays that were normally Charbonnet runs or at any point in time during the regular season.
And maybe Walker has a good day, but he doesn't have 40. Like, he almost had 40 points in that game.
Yeah, he had 38. And I think if Sharp doesn't get hurt, it's closer to like one of them has 20 and one of them has 18. I think that's more like what you get out of that game.
Now, I will say, if we had knew that Sharp was like limited or like Walker was going to get the whole workload, I think we would have jammed in Walker. I do think, in terms of a preview, in terms of things that are actionable that we saw this week, I think Walker should be in your conference championship lineups. Just because there is only 2 games, the guaranteed workload, it's going to come with ownership. It's going to be like RJ Harvey was a couple weeks ago, where it's like Harvey was projected for like 40 or 50%, but I think you just have to hope the other 50% don't know what they're doing, and you build the rest of the lineup smart. Like, I don't see any way, at least this early in the week, where you should be fading Walker. It just seems like
I agree.
Like, he's a chalk running back.
At 7K, I would do it,
and you just sort of have to eat it. If you're
do
playing
have
the
Cia in the
showdown,
chat.
I think you have to have him.
Oh,
I don't know if you would captain him, but you have to have.
I appreciate it. Cia, always a big supporter. CBS Sports, by the way, if you guys don't know, some cross broadcasting for you there as well. He does some great work, and they also are doing divisional and conference championship previews, which a lot of DFS content kind of winds down and slows down at this point. So I appreciate that. He's also very active with his chat. So if you guys want to keep chatting with us, we'll try to pull up the comments as we go through. See, we were right to want a cheap Houston wide receiver, but I think again that game just got spread out like Donnie. Drake May didn't have a great day, but the guy who actually had a worse day was C.J. Stroud. Like, I think we were on the right idea with like, oh, we'll take a chance on one of these low-owned Houston guys. It's just like Stroud just looked terrible. I couldn't take anything from that Houston game, even when I wanted them to be in good position. It's just like they made the wrong decision.
Yeah, I didn't live bet at all either. I didn't do anything mid that game.
Yeah, I mean it was sort of like there was really only two outcomes that game. Either the Houston defense shows up and kind of stays close, but New England still probably wins. And we sort of had that version of that game. But at some point, it became the other outcome, which is the Houston defense doesn't look elite on this day, and New England can do whatever the hell they want.
Yeah, we pulled out our booty, showed it on
that. Show your ass right there. Yeah, that's basically what you did. Like, and it was sort of inevitable. Like, Stroud hasn't looked good at all this year. Like, I think the Houston's offense looked better the few games with Davis Mills.
Yeah.
And that one game where Woody Marks went off against Baltimore. But none of that is on Stroud.
It's true.
No Nico. That's it, honestly.
Like, he didn't have any weapons. I'll give him that. Like, you have an inconsistent rookie and no real run game. Your offensive line kind of sucks. So, like, Stroud might get a little more hate than he should in this offseason based off of what happened in that playoff game. But he still did not do anything to make it look better for him.
Yeah. No, I had the same take all week. The game plan for the Patriots, exactly the same as the week against Chargers. And that's exactly what it turned out to be. There was no way it was going to be a different game. You blitz that terrible offensive line, and you force a quarterback with no weapons to make a decision. It's going to cause turnovers.
God, what is Mike McDaniel going to do with Ladd McConkey?
Oh, I know. We're going to fall in this Ladd McConkey crap again.
As soon as we get through this, we'll go. We'll talk.
Donnie,
oh God!
I've
only been off work for a few minutes to get ready for the podcast, and like I saw the news, I'm like, wow.
To your point, there is coaching news and there is off-season news that is going to spike best ball. This is definitely one of those things that will spike.
Follow to the Titans makes me scared for that offense. I don't know what the offense is going to look like with Cam Ward. I don't know if I want to get stock in that.
Yeah, we'll see. But
it could help having that a good solid defense or keeping games lower scoring and keeping.
Yeah, they could just be Houston though. That's
Ward, I think would have been a lot more of an exciting play, but he was just down so much in games where it's like the game script was already decided for him, and then you put him in desperate situations. Obviously, he's not going to always look the best. Speaking of a guy that like we got very lucky on and just like desperation got there. We got one catch from Coleman, which ended up getting on. I'm like, okay, you know what? We still got a lot of PMR. At that point, we still had all the 49ers stuff. And then
it was going to go through like mostly Josh and one person. And that one person just happened to be Kincaid.
Yeah.
It could have been Knox. It could have been Coleman. But like none of these receivers are any good on Buffalo. Like it was hard to hitch ourselves to one, but like one went off. Like, we knew one of those receivers with Josh Allen was going on.
Yeah, and especially if you consider, Kincaid, that wide receiver price point, like that 3K.
He was like 42 or something.
Yeah.
So.
And Tonjes was on his way to get there. Like I'm saying, we had enough because at least the Coleman stuff was a spectacular diving effort that was a touchdown. That was huge in our fantasy.
I was about to say, like, both San Fran guys got injured. Like, McCaffrey played through a stinger the whole game. Like,
yeah,
absolute warrior.
And go to your point, it really was warrior-like mentality because he kept getting hurt, and you could tell the injury was just piling up. And it was just like at some point, like even I, who had him in a lineup, was like, I think we got to get him on here. Like it just wasn't. It wasn't good. At some point, you got to worry about next season.
Yeah, no, and that was my big concern. I said I wasn't going to play any Purdy, which I didn't even in Showdown. Purdy's looked awful against that defense all year long, and I don't even think it's his fault. There's not much to work with right now. But that Seattle defense is really good. It is kind of Legion of Boom-like. Maybe not forcing the fumbles, big hits, but it is up there with the top defenses by far. And they're not carrying, but it kind of feels like they're carrying. That's just some Sam Darnold slight, though, I guess. Maybe we feel that way because it's Sam Darnold. And of course,
it's got to be because Sam Darnold. Like, I'm still expecting him to turn into. Even with the Ken Walker thing, I'm trying to twist it in a way where it's like, well, maybe they won't use Ken Walker, so they'll have to make Sam Darnold throw, which means he will suck because he should suck if he has to throw more. Because he's not.
Listen, all I care about, I can't wait till the Patriots hoist the Mickey Mouse Lombardi, and I'm gonna love it. I'll take my Mickey Mouse ring with pride.
Oh God, we're gonna have booty at captain if they're in the fucking Super
Bowl. Efton Chisholm captain. No.
Oh Jesus, no.
Probably not.
I mean, it's your freaking choice. Who's your New England freaking captain? Pop Douglas. It's Pop Douglas. With everything you've said, you're going Pop Douglas.
Hey, he has a soda. He dropped a soda this week, and then he scored a touchdown on 4th and 1. Just saying.
Donnie has a soft spot for Douglas. I know some of you guys are new in the chat joining us for the first time. Donnie, you're a Patriots fan. We forgive you for that, but the whole Pop Douglas and then Douglas scores a touchdown. The first guy to score a touchdown.
Every time Pop does anything, me and my friend text each other. It's almost in sync. It should be just in all caps. Pop one for him.
Oh God. He froze on that. Of all times to freeze.
Yeah, you gotta pop one for him. Come on, guys.
Oh God, that'll be a fun Super Bowl. Honestly, I had New England San Fran. If I would have just went New England Seattle, I'm probably winning all my brackets. But I had a feeling. I thought San Fran would do it. And to be fair, San Fran might have.
Yeah.
If Kittle and Tunges and McCaffrey and Pearsall and everyone doesn't literally they weren't really healthy all year, and then they kind of got healthy at the end, and then it all fell apart after the first playoff game.
I mean, even people were like, you know what, losing Greg Kittle is a big deal because no one can block like him, which is true. That's just but Tonjes showed the receiving upside, and even in that game, he had 9 points in the first half. We're like, okay, we're good, If he gets something, and then he gets hurt, And like you say, you can handle some injuries, but when your main stars, like when your Christian McCaffrey get hurt and you already pay up that much for him, you can't have those guys snowflake.
I'm pretty sure Hutchinson also didn't he have 10 plus targets?
Yeah, I want to say he got. I'll pull it up here, but I'm pretty sure he got targeted quite a lot in this game. Like I'm saying, we were on the right stuff. He got 13. He only caught 4 of them.
13 targets, yeah. It's process is there. They used him.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. We wanted that Houston one-off. That's what I was saying earlier. We got it, and then we were able to eat the RJ Harvey chalk around it. Harvey obviously does well enough. Doesn't snowflake with 11.
It looks like we were trying to figure out which one of the big 3 we wanted to fade, and you should have just faded all 3.
Yeah. But talking about popping and just wide receivers that we're hoping for and just haven't got there, I don't know about Donnie. I don't want to lump him in, but me and you have been high on Devontae Adams this whole entire playoff run. And he's almost goose-egged at some points, almost literally not got any points. And then all of a sudden he'll have that burst. And it's this is why, this is why I pay up the salary for him. This is why he's in my lineup. He looks good again. And then the Rams offense just looks flat. Now, people blame that on the Stafford injury with his finger a few weeks ago. He got it dinged up on a helmet. Some people think it's the weather. I don't know what to make of it, but the Rams offense hasn't looked in sync in quite some time.
Yeah, no, and I'm just so disappointed with Adams. He had, I think, 3 red zone shots. I could be wrong, but I think it was 3 red zone targets. Hasn't hauled in 1.
That's what's so disappointing because we know as soon as we jump off it, right, he's going to cash it in. That'll be the Super Bowl or the NFC Championship with going against Seattle, everyone will be off him because of the defense, and then that will be when he catches.
I captained him this week. The only game that I did well on was the Bills game.
I should have known that.
I captained Josh. I had Marvin Mims, so I did well with the Bills game. But I captained Adams. So I'm living in disappointment, and I can.
Well, as Donnie reconnects there,
he will continue what he was continuing.
If they make the Super Bowl, we might be looking at Adams captain again.
I wouldn't mind it. Like it's almost that Jim. I hate to keep bringing this up, but it's so perfect to always what I talk about in DFS. It's like that boomer bust wide receiver. He either catches that long pass or he doesn't. In Adams' case, it either he catches the gadget on the red zone fade for the touchdown or he doesn't. But the moment we don't play him, I feel like that 3 touchdown game is just going to happen. It's going to bury us, and then we'll feel. But maybe it will never come.
No, I regret not having the 3 touchdown game. Or even 2, more than I regret the snowflakes.
Right now, yeah. See, I would agree with you, Donnie, but I'll just warn you, I was on that train with Brian Thomas Jr. for weeks, and it never came. So sometimes...
There's a difference between a season of disappointment and a league leader in touchdowns. All right?
True. Gov, are you on or off the train of Adams? You almost got to play him
It's starting to make me feel like was just sort of like a hot 2 or 3 weeks.
Yeah.
But I would probably go back to him. If it's Rams, Patriots, Super Bowl, I'm probably playing Adams captains.
But even in the 2-gamer this week, would you play Adams, or is it where you fade Adams and you play Puka? He's obviously a priority.
I haven't even looked at the 2-gamer to see how I'd have to salary build that.
We all know Logan's playing Jarrett Stidham.
Okay, first of all,
right.
To be fair,
min-salary quarterback.
Patriot legend.
Gov can attest to it if he remembers. I was on the train of Stidham getting a chance in the league. His first start, I believe, was with the Oakland Raiders. He spammed Brock Bowers that game and won the game. I won I think I turned $1 into $35. Stidham was my quarterback, only 1% owned. So I do have a soft spot for Stidham. It's not just blind hope. I feel like I owe that guy money, and I can't say that about many players in DFS, but Stidham and me have a good history. So the problem is, I heard Davis Maddox talk
literal history from years ago. Years.
I'm an old man. I just got done playing Julio Jones. I mean, when I like you, I will if Kelvin Johnson was available next year, I'd probably play some of him too.
If Calvin Johnson was available next year, I would play some of him too. It's fucking Megatron.
No, I'm not even trying to hate on Jarrett Stidham. I would play him in a regular slate. In this slate, though, against the Patriots defense.
Well, let's see who's the choice.
I can't do it.
It's probably Stidham or a Stafford double again.
Yeah.
Just because I don't trust Darnold, but I guess Darnold would probably, if Darnold ends up being the lowest owned because Stidham's value, and then people would rather play May and Stafford because they probably think it's going to be May versus Stafford.
I think
if Darnold ends up being the low owned guy, he might be the play.
Yeah, I hadn't looked at the slate at this point. I just figured, well, it's already this late in the evening. I'm about to see the guys anyways. I'll just have a blind, not be biased by any salaries. Assuming, because I was listening to Davis Maddox talk about it today, I don't even know if there's enough value to make Stidham optimal for a lineup. There's no CMC. Obviously, I'm assuming if you have Stidham, you're paying up for Puka, you're paying up for maybe JSN, but how many pay-ups is there? Because now we see tight end injuries. Is there enough guys to pay up for?
Yeah, it's Puka, JSN, and that's it. And if you're playing that, you might as well play Stafford. Yeah, and then if you're doing that, you might as well play Stafford because you're playing that game to score.
Stafford or Darnold, yeah.
Right. So I don't really know.
I mean, we haven't looked at the salary, so maybe they were smart and priced up Walker, and that's like if you can get JSN, Puka, and Walker, and that's like one of the few ways to do it. I don't think Stidham's a bad.
The way to win is to get the cheap guys in the AFC Championship right. There's going to be a random cheap guy in the AFC side that you have to have.
Yeah,
that is how you win.
There's going to be a Booty, a Chisholm.
If it's Chisholm,
there's going to be a Mims. There's going to be a Franklin. There's going to be something.
Yeah,
but that's
someone like that will make or break your lineup, and I think that's what you need to go in this week. Thinking about who is that cheap guy you're going to just lay your head on and say, this is who I'm going to ride or die with.
Hunter Henry.
Perfectly fine.
Well, we do know with Stidham coming in there, he's going to have some bias to a player that maybe Bo Nix didn't. Maybe he likes Evan Ingram, for example, like a guy that we know has talent but hasn't done it yet this season. Someone like that, because like they saw injuries at receiver, you just play two guys from Denver that are cheaper, and you can basically fit everyone in there. I just don't know if you'll need the salary.
Now, I do have a question for you guys. How much do you buy into this? Stidham knows the Patriots system so well and the Josh McDaniels offense so well. Do you think that affects this game at all? Like,
no.
You don't think it affects him? He's not going to go all the defense.
Absolutely zero.
You don't.
Less
you don't
than
think
Keldon.
No.
Nuclear
he,
zero.
he was just around McDaniels for a long time. And
nada. Niet. I don't know how to say zero in other languages. No.
Like he could be good. Like he could have developed. He could have learned. He could have, had the talent to be in this position. But I don't think like it has anything to do with the Patriots.
You don't think there's trade secrets going on back there?
A backup's a backup's a backup.
Well, backup could be talking to the defense.
The one stat that I saw about Stidham that is interesting, he's been in the league for 6 years, and he's only taken like 21 snaps and only started like one game.
But he's liked by so many offensive smart guys.
So, but that's what I mean. It's like it's not like one of these like retread backups it's not like Minshew, for example, where it's like, oh, we wanted it, or he had a magical moment, and like we kind of know what to expect. We don't really know what to expect from Stidham.
He was Brady's backup, then he went to Carr's backup, who was always healthy, it felt like. And then he went to Bo's backup, or like Russ Bo-ish kind of deal.
Yeah, there was a chance he was going to actually start for Bo Nix, and then Bo Nix looked so good that they were like, you know what, we're just going to scrap that plan. And then Bo ended up starting. We do know Stidham throws a lot more interceptions, so he'll take probably some deeper shots. So maybe a Mims is a valuable guy to look at. That will all be stuff we discuss on Friday. We always come at you guys with a Friday show that's a bit more condensed. We'll have our lineup takes. Was there anything from this lineup or anything from the week that you wanted to mention? I thought like the play of the game was definitely that Bears and Rams game with a Caleb touchdown, and like there was some real excitement there. It was like not a high scoring game, but maybe an exciting game. But I kind of like the 2-game split. I hope they keep doing that with the Saturday Sunday. I know some people don't like it, but having the two the standout games be on prime time. I kind of like it. I hope they continue that. Was there anything you want to mention in terms of coaching, in terms of...
I got some Drake May propaganda.
Propaganda?
Yeah, he's the only quarterback to throw 3 touchdowns against the Texans defense this year. Which he totally had a good game, for sure.
I'll be honest, and maybe this is like ruined by something, but if I was an uncle of a younger child, or I was the dad of a younger child, Drake May just seems like a perfect guy to go and buy a jersey for. Like, his wife seems so wholesome. He hasn't really done anything negative in the media. Like, he just seems like the poster boy for like a good guy to role model after. Like,
except for ball security. Don't trust him to hold on to something for you.
That's it. You need them to make some mistakes. Like, that's the thing. If you're like a dad, you're sitting down a child and you're trying to tell them like, this is a good guy to follow. You need some mistakes, because like the kid you don't want him to think that he's Superman or something. So, but you don't want him to turn himself into Antonio Brown. So I don't know. I like his wife's vibe. They're baking. They got the whole wholesome thing going. So it's a lot different vibe in the Patriots organization.
I've had so much fun this year. I've had so much fun. This is my favorite Patriots season of all, probably ever.
because
It's in 14.
I've never had a reason to cheer for the Patriots. I mean, Bill Belichick is a curmudgeon. He's a terrible person. I hate all the cheating scandals. And then Drake May, this wholesome like hero, comes riding through New England. I never wanted to cheer for that team, but I'm like, I like Drake May, man. I can't lie. That kid, I'm bought in, man.
Yeah.
If he won it,
Don't forget now.
What am I? I forgot it already.
Yeah, I'm gonna forget because you froze, Donnie.
They don't want me to say it. Vrabel did promise that he would cut off his dick for a Super Bowl as a coach.
Yeah, he did say that.
So
I feel like we all needed to forget that.
Yeah. No,
Thank you.
I think he doubled down on it. Actually, if we're being honest, I think he like came back recently. And it was like he even doubled down. He's like, I'm an older man now. Like I have less reasons to need it, so I would definitely do it. I'm like, man, that's just something we could have forgot. Like, Cub is right. Like,
okay, yeah. No, let's talk about other coaching things than Vrabel cutting his fucking dick off.
Yeah. I'm with you, but
like seriously, let's get back to the original question. Like, what is Mike McDaniel going to do with Ladd McConkey? I know Amari Hampton's probably getting a good year, but like, what's he going to do with Ladd McConkey?
Well, he loves tight
he's
ends.
going to make me draft him third.
Dude, Ladd McConkey could have a good year though. Truly.
Gadsden.
Third round lad.
I think that the hype could get Ladd.
I'm happy I have Ladd in Dynasty then. Yes.
I'm not kidding. I think that the hype might get him into the second. Like people would want to believe in it. Like he
wasn't even second last year.
He was.
Only for us. Only for us.
Yeah, maybe.
Literally.
I seen him go in the second in other leagues too, but we were high on him for sure. But it is a McDaniels type of guy. Like it is that short like slot receiver. He liked Tyreek Hill for that role. I could also see Gadsden playing really well in that scheme as well, Gov, because he does love that tight end. He made Waller a thing, and I know that made you sick, but McDaniels does use his tight end well.
Darren Waller.
He made him now he's actually got a young athletic tight end.
Does Darren Waller want to live in California? Is he about to sign with the Chargers?
Who knows?
Their backup tight end?
I do. You know, Jim Harbaugh likes the tight ends. He's got like 3 of them, but he usually likes the old blocking tight end style.
What the fuck is Waller? An old block? What the fuck?
You're not wrong. I know, Donnie, you love the Salah move. I think it's a good culture kind of builder, but kind of like you said off the top of the show, I don't know what you're going to do with that offense. That's what
Salah and Cohen in the same division. Oof.
Baker took a shot at Stefanski today as well. Welcome him to the division.
Oh, he should. That'll be fun.
He said, I'm still waiting for my call to say I got traded or cut from the Browns or whatever, and then took a shot at him.
Oof.
I love him.
The only bit of Stefanski news I got is like, do they keep Kyle Pitts? Is this more likely that Kyle Pitts signs back with him because he's a free agent at the end of the year?
Yeah, I think it's Pitts season if Stefanski's there. Just Harold fan and roll. You play Pitts.
He's had a tight end for a while in Cleveland.
Yeah, he really has. I've always thought Pitts would be good with Drake May, though. So I do think Pitts will be looked after in terms of the league.
Interesting. He definitely looked a lot better this year than he has in a while.
And Petzik was hired by the Lions because of his credit, basically giving him tons of credit for what he's done with running backs. They really liked what he was able to do with yards per carry on James Conner. You know, given that his talent is kind of aged at this point, they're like, well, if he can run that good and have that good yards per average with James Conner, imagine what he could do with our run game. So apparently he sold them because of how he was going to mix the play action in the rushing game. I know a lot of people thought that wasn't a sexy hire, but that's essentially why they did it. Apparently, they just fell in love with his run schemes.
I feel like if Jacoby Brissett can run that offense super efficient, what the hell can we see out of a guy like Jared Goff who runs that system perfect?
Yeah, it's interesting. I do think Jared Goff could do well in that system. We haven't seen Jared Goff really do a lot of play action and turn his back to the defense that I remember a whole lot of. So I would be interesting because it might.
Out there with the Rams when they made the Super Bowl was all play action.
Oh yeah, it was, wasn't it? See, I'm almost to the point where I remember mostly as a Lion, but it is true he played with McVay a lot. So with that being said, I don't have anything more this week to say. I thought this lineup had a chance, but I mean, when you only have 4 games, I mean, of course, if a few things go different, we
All
might
the
have
injuries that it got hit. We missed, like, the process was right on some receivers. We just didn't hit on the other one for a game. Like, in a different world, this lineup hits fine.
I think that's what it is, Go, because like we already pulled it up, but if we looked at Hutchinson, getting the 13 targets, like, well, that's identically what you'd want out of a cheap receiver at low ownership. Like, that's exactly the right kind of pivot, and it just didn't happen. With that being said, I'm going to say goodnight to you guys. We'll see you again on Friday. We'll let Donnie finish up his pizza. We'll let go get off to his dinner. Good night, guys. Take care.
Peace out, everyone.